this video I'm going to show you how you can take your own photos of yourself by yourself in no time. Hi! If you're new here, my name is Elysia and I take a lot of self-portraits. And one of the questions that I get the most on Instagram is who takes your photos? And they're always pretty surprised when I tell them that it's all me, myself and I. And therefore I thought that I would just make a video showing you step by step how I go about taking my own self-portrait. So if you're just interested in taking some nice sexy photos of yourself, great, this video is for you. But if you're also interested in taking more like creative, artsy type photos, this is also for you. It's more like a technical type video, so it doesn't really matter what you want to use it for. You can do this with your phone or pretty much any camera. Most of these tips will apply to all, but I am going to speak from my experience with shooting with like a real camera. So if you're using a DSLR or something like that, the first thing you'll need is some sort of a tripod. I think this one is pretty self-explanatory because if you are not holding the camera, then who is? So if you have a tripod, great. This tripod is the one that I'm using. If you don't have a tripod, use books or a table and some books or just anything that will support your camera really. It doesn't really matter. Of course, a tripod just makes the whole process a whole lot easier, but if you don't have one, don't worry. So the hardest part about taking photos of yourself, and probably also the reason why you're here, is nailing the focus, because you can't stand right here where I'm standing in front of the camera and do the focus at the same time. So first I'm going to show you how I do it, and then afterwards I'm going to show you an alternative method if this technique doesn't apply to you. Most modern cameras nowadays actually have built-in Wi-Fi and an app so that you can connect your camera to your phone and actually see on your phone what your camera is seeing, and you can adjust the settings and you can also set the focus via the phone. So this just makes everything a whole lot easier. So if your camera has Wi-Fi, this will be your technique. This is how you do it on my camera, but if it doesn't apply to you and your camera, just Google it and I'm sure that you'll find it in no time. Once it's connected, I make sure that I have my camera placed where I want it, and then I go stand in front of the camera to see how everything looks. Now, if I want a full body shot, my phone will be in the frame when I take the photo, just like you can see right here, and we don't want that. So to fix that, we're going to turn on the self timer to 2 seconds, and this will give us enough time to remove the phone or just throw it away after pressing the release button. And now I can just take as many photos as I want. I always make sure to take a lot of different photos with different poses and also from different angles most of the time, so that I'll have as much material as possible to work with when I get home. The more photos you take, the bigger the chance that you'll get a killer shot, right? And here you can see my photos before the edit and after the edit, and you can very clearly see that they are very nice and sharp. This was the easy way. Now, if you don't have a camera with built-in Wi-Fi, it gets a little bit more complicated, but it definitely can be done. I think the first year or year and a half, I only used this technique that I'm going to show you right now, so it definitely can be done. It just takes a little bit more effort. You once again want to place your camera in the right spot, then place some object in the frame where you're going to be. It doesn't matter what kind of object it is just to help you set the focus right. Now go back to the camera and set the focus to that object, and then switch to manual focus. Now your focus won't change when you move. Then you go into the settings of your camera and turn on the 10-second timer. This is how you do it on my camera, but it might be different for your camera. If it's different, just Google it and I'm sure you'll find it. Now all you have to do is press the trigger release button, run in position, and pray for a great focus. You can also switch to continuous shooting, where your camera will take 10 photos in a row, and then you can move back and forth just slightly and then hope that at least one of the photos will be in focus. So let's take a look at the photo using this method, and you can clearly see that the focus isn't as perfect as with the other method, but it's totally usable, and if you just try a lot of times, then you will get it right eventually. It just does, as I said, take some more tries and some more effort. If you're shooting on your phone, the method is exactly the same. I would though recommend that you go ahead and download the Lightroom app that you can get for pretty much any smartphone, I think, because this just allows you to control the settings manually and also to shoot in RAW, which is just a format that is a lot bigger and therefore also keeps a lot more information in your photo and just makes everything a lot easier to edit. In here you can also just choose the 10-second timer option, and then it works just like a camera, but on a phone. I really hope that this was useful and that you're going to go out and just shoot a bunch of self-portraits, and if you are, I would love to see them. You can tag me in them, maybe over on Instagram. You can find me right here at House of Elysia, or just send me a DM with the images. I would really love to see them. I think that it would be a lot of fun. If you are interested in self-portrait photography or just creative photography in general, I do have a course for beginners available right now that you can check out in the description box below. It will basically just teach you everything that you need to know to take amazing creative photos. But yeah, if that is something that you're interested in, you can just check out the link in the description box below and it will give you a lot more information. That was it for this video. If you liked it, it would just make my day if you would hit the like button down below and help the algorithm a little bit, and comment something down below. Comment if you already knew how to take self-portraits, or if this was just like totally new to you. I would love to know. And also subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the bell button to be notified every time I post a new video. I think that was everything. Yeah, until next time, bye.